We're back. What is this? Part 4 now? Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Part 4. Welcome back, okay, to the channel, to the soul's journey as ZR. My name is Zoe, but you can call me Z, okay? Your girl, honey. Um, like, comment, share, subscribe, okay? And I'm gonna get into this, shall we? All right. So I left off with I got fired. So I got fired from my cocktail waitressing job because let me get into it. So at this job, right, it would get very busy. Okay. To the point to where so our job, if you don't know what a cocktail waitress is, then look it up. But so being at this job, right? There was a lot of people and a lot of demand with people switching drinks last minute, like I actually want this. I don't really want that. You know what I'm saying? Or like just shit like that. Or they want to check out and so with that, we would have to go through our managers to have them switch it out da 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 da. And or to check somebody out. Like we couldn't check anybody out ourselves. Um, the managers had to do that. So one of the girlies got one of the managers' PIN number because it got to the point to where we were so high in demand, and people wanted, people want their shit and leave. You know what I'm saying? Um, a lot of times, like when it would get so busy, we could not find our managers. Like, I don't know where the fuck these motherfuckers were, but these motherfuckers were not around. And these motherfuckers ain't about to sit here and wait. We're losing money having to wait, you know, or people walking out, and not paying their bill. Like, come on. So anywho, so we're having no issues. So one of the girlies got one of their little pin numbers, okay? And we started fucking doing that shit ourselves. Now mind you, I got a little money hungry, okay? And I wasn't the only one, but I got caught on and a little caught up, okay? I'm not gonna hold you. So sometimes what I would do, and this was not often, but I did it sometimes, especially to like my great customers. Like, I want that tip. So, of course, I'm gonna knock down a few not a few, yeah, a few glasses. You know what I'm saying? If they have some wine, or if I'll knock down a few cocktails. You know what I'm saying? And you give me the difference. You pay me extra what you were going to pay them, but you pay me. I get the whole tip. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever they want to pay for those drinks, they pay me plus extra tip on top. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they bill was a certain amount, that bill was still the same amount because that tip went to me. So, anywho, um, I started doing that. Now, um, I got a little caught on. You know what I'm saying? And they were investigating me and whatnot. Now, when I got caught up, and this was because I was at this job from last November of 2017 all the way. I was almost there for a year. You know what I'm saying? I was almost there. And so now we're in August of 2018. And I honestly started doing that probably sometime beginning, no, sometime like probably spring of 2018. So anywho, um, da 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 da, and then I stopped. But anywho, so I got caught on. I got investigated. So then they called me in when I came in one day, and they was like, well, one of the girls, one of their girl managers, and the nigga who hired me, the wigga who hired me, I should say, was in there, and he was so nonchalant, and I was so upset with him because I was just like, what the fuck. But anywho, so she goes and she's like, Exhibit A. Do you remember this? And there's like a receipt and da 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 da. And I'm like, like I don't remember. And at this time, like I didn't really remember, but after the fact, and what's crazy is that they they got, it's so funny. They didn't get nothing, like they didn't get like the actual times that I actually did it. They got times to where like people really wanted their drink. They didn't pay, they didn't want those certain drinks, so I would switch it out. You know what I'm saying? Or they cuz like literally one of the examples Exhibit B was like a dude really was like, he was right in front of me and was like, and it was a high demand night. The guy was like, I want a tiger beer, cuz I worked at a Japanese inspired um, bar, and it was like a food hall as well. So anywho, he was like, I want a tiger beer, da 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 da. And then when I got it out, opened it, boom, here's your receipt. And then he was like, actually, I want the Buddha or whatnot. And I was like, oh my god, like you want the fucking Buddha? I was like, which one? You want the tiger or the Buddha? You know what I'm saying? And this nigga was like, I want the Buddha. So then boom, I give him the Buddha. I had to throw away, you know what I'm saying? I had to throw away that one because I didn't unlocked it for him. Had to switch it, you know what I'm saying? Switch it out immediately for him, you know what I'm saying? Because, and that was one of the examples. And I didn't remember at the time like that was what happened. Because when she kept asking me, she only had like 3 examples, and all 3 of those examples were literally of that same type of situation. So funny. But anywho, I was like, dang, like I don't remember. Like I don't like, and I was like, what do you like, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? And then like they were just like, we are gonna have to fire you because of yada yada yada, and for fraud or something, because like I'm using a manager's number, da 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 da. And I'm like, hold the fuck up. I was like, I don't get a suspension, I don't get a warning or nothing. I was like, y'all are just gonna try and fire me. I was like, hold on, because I'm not the only one doing this shit. And then that was when the wigger was like, what? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I got the fucking number from yada yada. I was like, so what now? Because I'm not the only one doing this. I was like, the reason why we're doing this is because we can't find you motherfuckers when we need you. The fuck? Like, we can't find you. We can never find you or the other motherfucker. Not that one, but this bitch, the one who thought she had me when she really didn't, but she did, but she didn't. But anywho, so yeah, that's why I got fired. And a week later, I found a new job at a different Japanese place. What Japanese cuisine is like one of my favorite cuisines. So, but anywho, um, yeah. So then I got a job at Gugaiku in Miami in Brickell, and your girl was getting paid a lot there. I got a pay raise within a month or 2 months of being there, $2 up, and I was like, "You're gonna pay me $2 extra? Fuck yeah! Put me on." You know what I'm saying? And I get free lunch. I was getting little benefits here and there. But anywho, so yeah, so I got fired, and then I got a new job, and then I was just grateful that I got a new job but they really needed somebody, and thank God I knew I had the hosting skills that I had. So I was a lead hostess. I was training every bitch that came in for the job. You know what I'm saying? Like I was I was the yeah, like I am your girl. Your gal. It's an insider. But anywho, so boom, da 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 da. So I got fired from there. And then, right, so back to 2 jobs. Then later on that September, right? September, is that what this is? Yeah, September, I quit the dancing job because my ex was like, you're not. And this was because I had a lot of time. Some way, somehow, I had a lot of time on my hands. Okay. And this was when, well, he was cheating on me beforehand, but this was when he was cheating on me with the neighbor and needed me gone longer. So what did he do? Come up with an excuse for me to quit my dancing job and have the excuse of saying, you need to get more money because, what he say? He said something about you need to get more money, because you're not getting paid enough, and we got this, that, and the third to pay, and da 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 da. And I wish I really knew the exact words, but it was because you're not getting paid enough. But the real reason was because I had enough time on my hands, and you need to be out of here at certain times because I'm fucking the neighbor. So boom. Yeah, and I know that timeline now because I went through his phone. So that's the only reason why I say I was like, oh, that's why he, after you realize certain things and stuff like that, you're like, oh, so that's why you wanted me gone, da 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 da, because you was doing this, that, and the third. Okay, so but we're in great timing. So, so boom, I quit the dancing job, and then I just had one job. And what's so crazy is I knew something was going on because one day I come home, right? I didn't tell him I was coming home. I just, I'm gonna come home. The fuck? And I knew he was off that day. I come home and him and the neighbor girl, mind you, it's so crazy. I'm just like, niggas, if you have a certain type, like be with that fucking type of bitch. He had a type of a white Caucasian woman with red hair. And what's crazy is I had my hair dyed red at that time, but I was, I'm half in a sense. But anywho, any fucking who. So, you know, I come home around the corner and, I see them talking, but immediately as soon as they saw me, that bitch is going inside and he's like, hey, babe, you're home early? I'm like, I'm not home early. And I'm looking at this bitch and I was like, and I'm looking like, why did that just happen? Like, y'all couldn't stay talking? You know? That was when I knew something was up. Cause that was when my intuition, and this is the time that my intuition was really heightened. Like my intuition, especially like, I don't know, I feel like maybe the baby helped heighten my shit, like heighten my senses and stuff like that because I was on the money. I was on the money. I knew some shit was going on, but I didn't have proof, and I knew something was off. Something was off. But anywho, so da 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 da. Then that November, this nigga's like, you need another job. And I remember this day because I totaled my car. Do I have enough time? I have. Okay, boom. I can tell this quickly. So, boom. I've been had like a few. I've been put in my application. For a few jobs, but because he wanted me to have 2 jobs, he wanted me busy. But anywho, so he's rushing me out the house, like you need to, you need to get off your fucking ass, and you need to go out there and da 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 da. And I'm like okay, like you, I'm like you act like I'm just a lazy bum, like. I'm over here depressed. I'm over here going through a whole bunch of shit. And what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? But anywho, So boom, I rush out the house. I got my shit together, you know, and I'm about to go out with my resumes to go and hand them out to motherfuckers, you know, to a few motherfuckers. And I get into a car accident. Literally up the street. And peace the fuck out.